Roll with a drip, drip, mind too tight. Go talk, some top, look, grew up rich, I grew up poor. Had to hustle, be mature, that's my point of view. That's my point of view.
And we're back. Sanbonani Makai, meaning Gosazana Sekazu Gigi Lemaine, and welcome to yet another episode of POV where we seek to understand and not to judge. Shout out to everybody who is subscribing to our channel. Guys, we are on a roll, one of the fastest growing podcasts in Africa. We are rolling and rumbling in the jungle. They are scared, but we are coming with more and more and more and more. You know what's up. Don't forget to subscribe. Like I said, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You know what time it is POV. Now, guys, I am extremely excited for this episode because I know I'm getting the exclusive after 2 years, right? 2 years. Listen, this is the original bad bitch, right? She is a model. She is a rapper. She goes by the name of Coco, but she is your favorite host. And yes, media personality, extremely controversial, big personality, beautiful inside and out. Ladies and gentlemen, Nicole and Nyaba! Guys, I'm so excited. I'm not going to lie to everyone else in the studio. Really, really excited for this one because, listen, how have you been?
I've been good lately.
I've been good lately. So a lot of people are probably going to ask me why you, but if you are real with the media and mainstream, everybody is asking the same question. Like, where is Nicole? We need her back on the streets. We need to party with her again. She's an absolute vibe, powerhouse. Where have you been?
Lately, I've been just mostly at home during the COVID.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Just at home.
But during that time, I've been working on my vocals. Trying to rap better, sing better, my vocals and stuff. And then last year, my family and I decided that let me go back to school. So I'm back at school now. I'm doing financial accounting.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Like magic.
So yeah, and I recently started hosting again like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So it's been great because like I've had so much love like in real life, I don't know.
And shout out to my Peppa Ndaba. I saw them post you, and that is the reason you are here. And listen, the streets are craving you. The streets are craving you, and I wanted to get the exclusive, just about you because I feel like you're one of the most misunderstood people, probably in South African media, right?
Yeah, I am. I think it's because like I don't go out my way to talk to like anybody. Ever since I've been like doing anything in media, I've never gone to I have once did something on TV, but that was just the once off, and I didn't think a lot of people caught that, or you know what I mean, because if they did catch that, they would have seen like a bit of who I really am. But I've always tried to run away from like especially radio interviews, you know what I mean, because radio people are very sketchy. You know what I mean, they come with the old school media vibes, you know what I mean, where it's like everything is a setup, so I've in the past I've tried to avoid like speaking out, not mainly because I didn't want to, it's because I know that like if I'm going through something I get very emotional about it. So I didn't want to speak on something and then be very emotional while I'm speaking on it, So I wanted to give myself time to like figure things out on my own and then speak. But it doesn't work like that in real life. As soon as people see you going through things, they want you to speak now, be open now, you understand? And sometimes a lot of things need you to use intelligence and rather emotional intelligence. You know what I mean? So you speak from your brain, from the dome, and not from the fact that I'm mad or angry or upset or happy at the time. Because if I'm happy, I can say the most wonderful things about a person who's just an awful person, just because at the moment I'm so excited. It might not even have to do with anything about that person, might be even my things, and I can be like, okay, I'm so excited. That person is such a wonderful person.
That is true, though. That is true.
But that's just because you're in a good mood. You know what I mean? And so I at my age, I've realized that I need to use my brain and shy away from using my emotions to deal with things.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. For somebody who is being introduced to you for the first time, I mean, I think I made an exceptional intro.
That was exceptional.
I would like you to tell somebody for the first time, you know, who you are, you know, what you are known for. Because listen, I'm known for rapping. But I'm also known for people coming at me on social media.
Yes, I heard about that.
And occasionally I come back. So, I mean, for somebody who is meeting Nicole Nyaba for the first time, you know, who are you?
Who am I? Okay.
I know you from Durban, sorry.
Yeah,
I think that's the coolest thing.
Yeah, I was born in Durban. I grew up in Durban. I went to school in Durban.
Yeah.
And I also went to high school.
Ooh, child, her
Sorry,
twins,
my
her twins are popping out.
titties.
You know, life is so unfair. If you could give me half, I feel like I would have infiltrated music into the rest of the continent.
You know, I blew
I'll
up.
just do
One
this
of
in
the
the
reasons
music
why
video.
I blew up is because of my titties. That's nothing. Well, that's nothing. But yeah, my titties are doing the most. Oh, but anyway, as I grew up in Durban, I'm from Durban. My family's originally from Durban.
Yeah.
I went to primary school, preschool, half of high school in Durban. Then I moved to Witbank, Mpumalanga province, and then I completed my matric there. And then from there, I did first year in Durban, and then I blew up in Durban in UKZN because I was on some website for top 10 hottest girls in Durban, and I was like, I'm not joking, I wasn't like that because I wasn't on social media at that time, and I was carrying, you know, one of those old ass phones that like those Motorola's, the one that
Which
like
one, the Razor?
not the Razor, even worse than that, the one we used to call it, you know, those dumbass phones.
Is it the one with all the music that we had?
No, it had no music, girl. It was worse than a 3310.
I used to carry that.
I had like a block phone, and that phone had no media whatsoever. I wasn't on anything on. So I heard this through like people from varsity that oh, Nicole, you're one of the top 10 hottest girls, because I was on some site called Toilet, you know. But at that time I hated varsity because everyone was always in my business because they thought, oh, I'm pretty. But then at that time, I wasn't thinking about being pretty. I was thinking about the fact that, yo, I'm in university. There's so many people around me. I felt congested. You understand? And I'm also trying to make friends, but also the girls that I'm trying to make friends are older than me. So I kind of feel like maybe they really don't like me as much as, you know what I mean? And I couldn't get along with... like, I know people wanted to get along with me, girls wanted, but I didn't want to because I wanted to be a loner. Because when I was in Witbank, I went to War School Patriot in Witbank. When I was in Witbank, I was a loner. I used to stay at home because my uncle wouldn't like allow me to go out with like be social.
Gotcha.
I wasn't allowed to be social. Like I grew up very from a home that doesn't allow us to go outside and play with other kids. You know.
Do you think that's why you went so hard when you finally did?
Yeah, all my life growing up, I was never allowed to go play, to even go visit a friend, you know. But like occasionally, somehow in high school that happened, you know. But I wasn't even allowed to go play outside on the streets because I grew up in the hood. You know, I wasn't even allowed to go play outside in the streets. So eventually when I moved to Witbank, even though I was staying in the suburb, I still wasn't given that opportunity to say, okay, go mingle with other kids, you know, because my family was too worried about influences, you know, and growing up, my dad hated like house music and kwaito music. The only thing I used to hear was jazz and R&B at home, you know.
Okay, your dad's got good taste in
yeah,
music.
So for me, like that's the reason why I like hip hop, because I grew up listening to American music, watching American TV. You know what I mean? I wasn't even allowed to watch soapies, especially like
Bold and the Beautiful.
Generations. Even Generations was a huge no-no with my dad. You know, so when I was in first year, it was a bit too much for me because I couldn't stand being popular because I thought I left this thing of being popular in high school. Yeah, that's the last time I was popular, and in high school it was okay, but it also got to me in a certain point, because when I went to horoscope, I thought I had about 20 friends or 15 friends. And now that I look back at it, I was kind of suffocating, because now it's like, who really is my real friend here? And the one chick that really got close to me, I liked her, but I could sense that maybe we're really not the same in terms of like interests, you know. She probably likes me, I probably like her, but we don't like the same things. So when I got to varsity, I really was just a loner.
Got you.
You know, I was alone, and people at Howard University didn't understand that I just want to be left alone.
Yeah.
You know, and it's so funny. There's a lot of people who went to Howard at the time when I was at Howard, whether they were there before me or after me. But
When you say Howard, you mean Howard?
Howard College.
Okay.
Yeah, Howard
Gotcha.
College, UKZN.
Yes. Okay.
So there's a lot of people that went there during my time, and some that I found that were there that actually ended up being in media. You know, blowing up and stuff like that. And obviously, I'm not going to mention their names, because I forgot half of their names, but I recognize them.
Oh, snap, yeah.
Yeah, you know. So when I got there, it was, I had 3 jobs. I had 3 jobs because initially when I got there, the year before, when I was in a matric, I was supposed to go to an art school. That was the agreement between me and my uncle, you know. But it turned out that it was too expensive for me to go to the school, so I ended up going to UKZN.
Okay.
So when I got there, I was supposed to get funding, and I ended up not getting funding. So that wasn't a train smash, because I could still study, you know.
Gotcha.
But it was like I'm studying what I want. I love humanities. I was studying humanities, politics. Yeah. I was majoring in politics. I love all of that. I love linguistics. I love ancient civilization history. You know, I like all those things.
A smart girl.
But my uncle at that time thought to myself, I'm wasting my time, because those are not the kind of
subjects
that get you ahead in terms of like money. Because I mean, we black people, we come from when you're a black person, the first thing you're taught, especially if you come from the hood, is try to make it out the hood, you know. So how am I going to make it out the hood when I'm studying linguistics, history?
They don't get it.
They don't get it. You understand? That's like far-fetched. You know what I mean? I had to do exceptionally well and be a lecturer, you know, for me to even advance in that.
Gotcha.
So I had 3 jobs by that time, because obviously I was trying to fund myself in terms of being able to buy clothes, buy food, you know, buy all these things, you know. Not that my uncle wasn't helping me in terms of school. He helped me with, like, terms of school stuff, but, like, you know, that's never enough, you know. So I had 3 jobs. I was a bartender at Vakamata. Vakamata, Castro Nostra, Fashion TV. Was it called Fashion Boulevard? I don't know, but it was in Durban. So I was working around 3 clubs luckily, that time, the owners of the clubs, they were really, really dope niggas, white guys. Call them niggas. They were white guys. They were really, really dope. They were really, really dope, you know what I mean? So, but like, Vakamata, we had this whole thing, you know, what's this? You know Coyote Ugly?
Coyote Ugly, I know.
Yeah, we had the whole Coyote Ugly vibe.
Okay.
So we'd serve people, and then obviously we were told to dress sexy. So we'd serve people, and then once in a while, during the middle of the night, we'd hop on top of the bar table and start dancing. It was just like a crazy thing.
What kind of dancing?
Yeah.
Or is it like dancing?
No,
there's a difference.
some sexy shit, dude. No. There was like, I mean, if you remember Vakamata back in the day, it wasn't really just catered for black people.
Yes, I remember.
It was more for
Indian
and whites and
I remember.
all the other, and then you see black people once here and there, you know. So I made a lot of tips. You know, I could make a lot of tips, you know, but I had to learn how to mix, and I did promotions also besides me working at the bar. But at that time, my uncle already decided that, fuck, I don't want you working at a bar because this place is full of predators and negativity, you know. But I liked it, you know. I liked it because it was easy money. It came easy to me, you know. And then besides doing that, I'd work at the bar at night. During the day, I'd do promotions.
Gotcha.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I had like 3 jobs. I had 2 promotion jobs, and I was a bartender. So I'd work in like 3 different clubs during the week. And on top of that, I had to go to school. So a lot of people didn't realize at the time I go to school, I really don't have the energy to socialize, you know. So I guess with some girls, I came off as, I think I'm better, you know.
Can't
But
you khathele, June?
life is
when you
hard,
focus,
dude.
money.
Life is hard. I'm
don't have
trying
time for this.
I'm trying to make it at the gutter, you know. And you know, it was that. So, and then I ended up being friends with some popular girls in Durban, obviously, which brought me up a notch to being that girl, it girl from Durban. But when I realized what people were saying about me on Facebook, they really also didn't know me, because
Got you.
where do you know me from? Because you guys, people who are on Facebook who talk about me don't go to the clubs that I work in. I don't see them at the mall where I do promotions. I don't see them anyway. So clearly, where do you guys know me from? You know. So I ended up meeting a lot of people from like the industry. Let me just say the music industry.
I was about to ask, at
So,
what point do you get noticed now?
In first year at UKZN and at Howard, I got noticed because now I was friends with these popular girls that had their own things going on, you know, and then here I come. So it basically became, association, you know what I mean? But also I didn't mind it because I couldn't see what they were saying about me online, because first of all, I wasn't online. I wasn't on Facebook. Like, I got my first Facebook account in 2015, and I didn't even use it. Like, somebody got it for me for work purposes, because at that time, 2015, I was trying to be a musician, you know, so they were gonna push me, but I guess yes, but they got tired, or I don't know what happened, you know. I'm not gonna talk about that too much. I don't know what happened during that part, but also I'm glad it didn't happen, because they weren't even sure if I did music, where would I fit, you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I dated a couple, like 2 guys that year, you know, 2 older guys, you know. But it wasn't about money, like that. I want to be clear. Yes, they would take me out to eat and whatever, but I still had to do things for myself. You understand? I wasn't getting, and I was too afraid of my family to want to be like dependent on a guy, especially an older guy. And anyway, I was also naive, you know. Why would I think that a young girl like me could date an older guy and this guy could actually love me as much as I love him? It's when the older guy is never about love. The guy just wants a good time, you know. You more of an excitement than love.
Just want to live.
Yeah, he just wants to live. He wants to prolong his youth, you know. But you, as a young girl, you're thinking, oh, you know, he's so sweet to me. He treats me good, you know. You know, because you must understand, as a young girl, you're thinking you want to be in love. That's what you're thinking. When you think about a relationship, you think about love. You look at your family, you look at TV, you see, okay, I can see people can fall in love. I can see it's a possible thing. And if you've never been hurt before, it's easy to love, you know. With them, you must understand they've been having relationships. They have kids, they have baby mamas, they have exes, some of them.
Right, I'm glad you said that.
You know what I mean?
Let's go for the jugular.
You know, so
yeah, okay, all right, continue.
Yeah, so you guys, and I did that. So I ended up having to drop out because of financial issues. Obviously, remember, I was in line for NetFast.
Yes.
But during that time at UKZN, I met some dope people, you know. I ended up joining the NC Youth League.
Hey,
Power.
okay.
So, but like 2011, I took a gap year at 2011. That's when I came to Joburg. Like, I decided, fuck it. I'm going to Johannesburg, and I'm going to see what I can do with my life in Johannesburg, because now I'm dating this guy who really loves me, even though he's old, but he really understands me and I understand him. And you know what?
When you talking old, how old?
He was old, nigga. I ain't gonna tell you.
How old?
He wasn't old, like 50. He was in his 40s.
And how old were you?
I was like 20.
Okay. Were you over 21?
No.
I went.
You kidding me? It's not.
Alright, proceed.
You know. You know, at that time, I was thinking there's nothing wrong with it. But now that I'm older, I'm thinking, what the fuck? What was I thinking?
Yeah.
What was I thinking? But maybe it's just that I kind of like being cared for.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
You know? And sometimes you can mistaken somebody that cares for you for love, and it's not love. It's just they care about you because you're here right now at this time, you know. So anyway, that's when I ended up coming to Joburg. My life seems like very long now.
Yeah. You get to Joburg. You're in the club scene. You're on some of the hottest flyers. You're like, yo, there's this picture of you now. I'm very straight, by the way, but you, where there's like oil and like you're like posing.
Oh yeah, I got really criticized. I heard I got criticized
No,
for
you
that
couldn't
picture.
have been criticized because I wanted to be like you. At that point, I was like,
and
you
you
know,
know-
the body and the titty gains out, and it's just oil.
When I did that photo shoot, I was going through the most. I was
Really?
if people don't realize, I was too skinny on that picture. I was overboard skinny. I was really depressed, and I just really had the wrong people around me that even though some of them knew me, they didn't want to see me. It's like they couldn't see me that like, Nicole, something was wrong with me. You know what I mean? I can tell because like, I mean, I've been a thick girl, and then I lost weight for hosting because I wanted to look like the girls in America, you know. So that's why I lost weight for hosting. But at that time when I took that photo shoot, when I look at it, I'm like, yeah, it's a dope ass photo shoot, but like, that was my worst. That was in 2018. That was my worst. Yes, I started hosting in 2016. You know, the first time I ever hosted, I hosted Lyrica Law. She's an American girl.
I know who Lyrica Law is, Stop Girl.
Yes, I hosted Lyrica Girl for the first time, you know, thanks to a friend of mine, a guy friend of mine. I'm not going to mention him. I don't want to mention a lot of people's name. You know, a guy friend of mine, and obviously the club owner, the club manager, you know. And obviously, I'm going to mention Candy because he's been in my life throughout, you know what I mean? And he's most significant in terms of you see him in my life even today, you know? So, I mean, I got that gig in 2016. It was amazing. You know, that's how I started hosting. As soon as I got that gig, I hosted, and then I left. I hosted 3 clubs, and then I left. I went to America. So, I actually left the same time, the same day Lyra left. And then when I came back, that's when I started hosting on the 1st of September. I started hosting. I hosted. By November, all the bitches were hosting.
Do you feel like you were trendsetting for some of the girls?
I feel like I started it. I'm not gonna. I don't care who thinks what. I don't care if you think right now you're the hottest thing out or you're doing it better than me. I started this shit, you know. Before me, the only person in South Africa I could ever give props to, who I can say is a genuine person in what she was doing as a host, is Baba Lamnena. If you're not Baba Lamnena, you are nothing. I started this shit. All of you girls did this because you could see that I could do it, and then you guys did it. You know what I mean? No. So, I mean, and that's not like, that's not me saying you ain't shit, you know? That's just me saying, this is mine.
Listen.
You know, there's a lot of things that people have.
Listen, I look at Bonang Mateba, and we know she started some stuff.
Yeah.
I look at Kanye Bao, we know she started from some stuff. Kanye Lomo, Basitana, you know. So for me, it's like, if you know you are that girl,
you know,
own it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take responsibility of what's happening with girls now that are hosting. That's not me.
Yeah.
I mean, I took a break. I've been at the game for a while.
But,
you know?
plot twist, you don't just become a host now. You get involved in something very controversial, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna map it out for you, and then you can lead us through it.
Okay.
Because this is point of view.
Okay.
And you're taking a picture in this nice 1 second oil.
She was oil there.
This
I gotta do her oil for it.
Okay, the titty came, everything. No, man. There's a car in the back. And everybody knows whom that car belongs to. And the rumors start. Nicole Nyaba.
Wow.
Nicole Nyaba's dating AKA.
That was the worst thing in my life.
Yeah.
Do you know what's the worst thing in my life?
Uh-huh.
Because I take pictures anywhere. when I took
So that wasn't
picture,
deliberate. Please say it on record.
That was never deliberate. I was not sucking his dick. I was not fucking him. I didn't know him that well. You understand? I just knew him as a friend of a friend. You understand what I mean? And when I took that picture, I didn't even know the nigga. I didn't know his car. You understand? If that was his car, you know, that's the funniest thing is, and the truth, that was not deliberate. I wasn't trying to take nobody's man. I wasn't trying to create a scenario. I wasn't trying to push an agenda or try to get clout. I've never been about clout. My whole life has always been about living. I've just been living.
Gotcha.
What you see, if you see me living and you get a perception or an idea of this is who Nicole is or this is Nicole, but that's on you. That's your mind running wild. You understand? But I've never been the type to. I've never been about clout. You know, it's just like it so happened that most of the things that have happened to me that I've done or the things that I've gone through have seemed like, oh, she's trying to say this. You understand? But when I'm trying to say something, I'll go ahead and say it. You know, and if I'm gonna say something, I'll go on my Instagram account. I would not use Twitter. Do you know how many fake Instagram accounts that have been off me?
Instagram.
No, fake Twitter
accounts.
That's, sorry, my bad.
Of you.
Yeah.
Crazy. So was because then another thing is, I don't know if I'm imagining this. There was never a situation where you took a picture in Keenan's house with a background.
That was when we were together. That is
after. Wait, okay. So you eventually moved into the super mega mansion.
It's not a mansion, girl. But anyway, no, eventually I started seeing him February. The first time I actually saw him was after my mom passed away. That was in 2018. That's the first time I actually... Even like there's a time in 2017, there was an article about us being together.
Yes, on Drum Magazine. I did my research.
No, not
even that one.
Like a newspaper article. I remember newspaper article. Yeah. That they were calling me a side chick. That's when the side chick thing. And I was really upset. And I was with... I had a boyfriend at that time. And most of his friends and my friends knew that I had a boyfriend at that time. So it fucked up my relationship because now I'm not with this man. Last time I saw this man was probably in 2016. Like saw him like in a setting, you know, where it's chill vibes, not in the club, obviously. So I was like, oh shit, who would come up with such a thing? Why me? There's so many girls that are always around him. Why me? Why would you come and say, this nigga's cheating on his girlfriend because he's with me? Like that shit really put me off. It really upset me. It really upset my boyfriend because now he also started his own shit online, you know, which backfired, and he had to go back to the blogs and ask them to apologize to me, to say that he wants to marry me. But at that time, my mom was saying, leave this guy. If he can ride the wave for clout like this, based on something that he knows ain't real. Imagine I spend every fucking day with this guy for him to run along with it and say, yeah, she's a hoe, she's this, she's this. You know very well I ain't a hoe. If I was a hoe, I'd probably have designer bags, money in my account all the time. He could see.
Actually, me, I've got designer bags, and I think I got a little bit money in my account.
No, not like that. Like the money. I'm not talking about money that you be making that you get paid for. You know. I'm talking about, like, you know, real money. You know, on some like, I'm taking trips just to get that cash. You know what I mean? So like, it was really upsetting because that's the reason why I broke up with that guy. I broke up with that guy because at that time he couldn't stand with me. He treated everything like a joke, but it was really affecting me because I couldn't go anywhere without people making fun of me. Even people in the industry that I used to party around, you know, host, they would come to me like, hey, wait, nah, you know, you are, and then and I'd laugh it off. But it got to a point after 2 weeks, I was like, fuck, why am I laughing at something that's like, honestly, like that's like making me seem like a savage person. Now I seem like I go out stealing people's niggas. I've never stolen anyone's man.
Hey, nah, me too, me.
You know what I mean? I've
Kodwa,
never stolen.
hayi.
I've never stolen it. I've never said, okay, I'm gonna be with you, knowing very well that you have a family, that you know what I mean, that you have a wife, that you have a girlfriend. Every guy that I've ever dated in my life came to me and clearly said, okay, I'm single. I want to get with you. You want to get with me? You know, type of thing. So so after that thing happened in 2017, then I already started kicking with him when he came to me and he said he's single. That was next year after my mom died. And he didn't come to me and say, oh, let's kick it. No. He just came to me like, let's hang out. I'm like, okay, cool, let's hang out. Whatever. You know what I mean? But one thing led to another. You know what I mean? I was with him until the July, you know? And I want to say this, you know? He is a romantic guy, but he's a devil. And he's sneaky. You understand what I mean? And knowing what I know now, he's not sincere. And knowing what I know now, he doesn't care about anyone but himself. And knowing what I know now, I should have never trusted him. I should have never trusted him as a friend, as a lover, as anything. He's not the type of person that... I'm just saying this for any girl out there, you know. I must say, don't be with him. But just know what you expect. Just know what you're going to get. Yes, you're going to get someone who's going to be open doors for you, send you nice messages, be romantic and stuff. But really, being romantic doesn't mean you love somebody. It doesn't mean you care about them. It doesn't mean you respect them. It doesn't mean that you wish good for them. Doesn't mean that it's a mutual relationship. You understand? Like I used to hate him. No, I don't. Do you know apathy? That's what I feel. I feel nothing. As I'm speaking right now, it's just silence. Like it's like it's so, my whole energy is so sad. And you know what, I no disrespect to my man right now. You know, I want everybody to understand that I'm not looking to be in the same space as that man ever again. I mean, I don't mean in the same space as in like
At
now
work.
with work, you
Yeah,
understand? But in the same space as in a private setting, because he used my vulnerability at that time and my kindness and my acceptance. You know, he used all my good qualities and my virtues against me to do whatever he wants to do. And it's like I tried to be nice to him. You know, when I met him, he said he told me all kinds of shit that he had going on in his life, and I said, no, you can fix this and this and that and that, you know. And it's like, when I think about it now, there was no need for him to like lie to me and make it seem like we're in a relationship when we're not. You know what I mean? And it's like, the worst thing about getting involved with him is that he set my career 5 years. Understand? There's certain things I could have accomplished since 2018 up until now, and I couldn't because he made it very impossible for me to even want to be around people. You understand? He made it impossible for me to even trust people that I should trust, people that love me, people that care about me, people that appreciate me. He made me seem like, okay, if someone can be like this to you, then switch up, then means that anyone can do that. You know what I mean? So it was like, he was just a waste of my life. He cost me a lot.
Yeah.
He cost me a lot. Till this day, I'm dealing with his bullshit. Till this day, people don't know who I am. To this day, people want to call me names and call me, oh, she's a she's a gold digger, she's a side chick, she's a slave queen, she's a city girl, she's a bitch, you know, she's a, and I'm not about that. I'm a lover. I'm a certified lover. You know what I mean? And it's like, and I'm not speaking from my head or from anything.
Yeah.
Like, I have proof. You know, I have proof. You know, you don't understand what that nigga did to me. He done had people come to me and threaten me. Yeah, and then I said to me, how are you gonna threaten me for the truth? You understand? He met me, he started chilling with me just after my mom died. And I told him, I'm like, yo, my mom just died. I'm fucking broken. And he called my sister and he said, don't worry, Nicole. I'm gonna fix you. I'm gonna be good for you. Believe me that your family is gonna, when your family sees that you're with me, they're gonna be happy that I am a good guy to you. And you know what? The funniest thing is, like, all this time in the industry, motherfuckers done warn me about this nigga. But like, I've always lived with this thing. If people can talk shit about me and I'm the kindest, sweetest person you ever meet, I have a real soul. You know, I'm a type of real person. If they can speak shit about me and I'm the type of person that I am, why should I just take whatever anyone says about you for who you are without knowing who you are? Do you understand where I was coming from? I was coming from the fact that, no, I'm not going to take what they say for this, you understand? Like, I have plenty of exes that are assholes. But you know what? They stood for their assholicity.
You said holicity. That's the holicity.
Yeah.
I've got a few holicity.
You know, they stood for
I love
it.
them,
They
though.
stood for it. They one day playing what is it? A wolf in sheep's clothing. Do you know what a wolf is in the Bible? A wolf in the Bible is you know how the lion is for God, the wolf is for the other person. You understand what a wolf is? It's the worst thing they could ever compare you to. You understand? It's like a sly, it's almost like a fox, but even a fox is better than a wolf. You understand?
Thanks.
It's like a dog. You know what I mean? So if you're gonna come umbete into ungeyona and be someone you're not, it's like, but like now a lot of people that like I know, they try to tell me that, no, don't mind him. He's always been an asshole. He's still gonna be an asshole. But now I can take those words because now I know from first hand. Before, you can never come to me and tell me Gigi's an asshole. I'm gonna be like, okay, you tell me she's an asshole. People say I'm an asshole. You know, I'm gonna still get to know you and find out for myself. And then once I know, then I can say, okay,
Shut up.
you know.
And now, at the time, he's dating someone who's also in the public eye. Did you have a spat with her? Because everybody assumed that you had a spat with her.
Which
And
one? The one before me or the one after me?
Oh, I don't know who was before and after.
The time when they called me a side chick, there was one, that's the before. And then the after.
Who's the one he shares a bond with forever? After or before? The one that he can never, like, they share something now.
That's after.
Oh, that was after?
Yeah.
Okay, so the one before. Apparently, there was a situation where you guys had a fight. Or you attacked her.
No,
But you also,
no.
did you have her notes? Was that true?
I didn't attack her.
Oh, okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
There was a time before that I was doing my rap lines. I was training to be a rapper, training how to rap. So a couple of the boys that were helping me out gave me a song to do by Lil Kim. So this song, the way it went, you know, people kind of started from there saying I'm taking shots at her. You understand? That's like before. That is like before. That's before we dated. Yeah, that's before I even dated him. You understand? That's where the whole, oh, you don't like her, I don't like her thing comes from. You understand?
Okay.
But in real life, I knew she didn't like me because I hadn't been in the same settings at her, and she would look me up and down. And girls are really mean. A lot of girls, this is what people don't know. A lot of these people that girls look up to, I'm sorry to say this. I'm sorry because I feel like I'm breaking your heart. But realistically, a lot of celebrities in the industry in South Africa are not good people. When I say not good people, they don't have the heart for people. You understand? Where I got to be where I am, I got to be where I am by looking at everyone as a human being. You understand? Falling with people's hearts. Whether I like you or not, or whatever, you understand? Out for people's heart. So that's where that whole thing came from. Yes, when it came to the stuff about the nudes, that's after my breakup.
Did you have the nudes, or you were just gaslighting?
No. I have stuff that
You have.
yeah.
Hey.
I have stuff that that I have. I have stuff not because I went out my way to look for them in the streets. I have stuff because I was dealing with a person that was dealing with a lot of these girls. You know what I mean? And for some reason, this is what people don't understand. A lot of guys like me because I'm genuine. You know, so a lot of guys, when they're with me, they're not afraid to tell me anything. You know, and that's not because of any weird ass rituals that I do or superpowers. No, it's just when people finally see you have a pure heart, that you have a clean heart, they find it's easy for them to divulge and to tell you. I shouldn't use that word, but it's easy for them to tell you who they are because they can see that you don't have something in your heart that's gonna look down on them or make them feel like they're less of a person. You understand?
Yeah. You know how I felt though about that situation.
Yeah.
With in speaking about women and her being maybe mean at times, or like the nudes thing was very scary because coming from one woman to another and knowing that you were kind of dealing with the same person, I don't know where you got that that situation from, but it felt like
it wasn't because of the person.
Okay.
It was
felt like a pull her down thing.
You know
I was
what?
like, no.
You know what it was?
Yeah.
It was on what I deal with in real life. You understand? I have to deal with people coming to me at my job in real life, coming to me and being mean to me and doing all these things and attacking me because of you, and you don't come in and say, leave that girl alone. You understand what I mean? So he came to me as if like, okay, clearly I feel like, okay, these people are plotting and plotting against
something
me. You
in my
understand?
corner,
So let me tell you, okay, fine, you can plot and try to run me down, try to ruin me, try to do whatever you want to do, but you must know whatever you do, this is what's going on. You know what I mean? And that wasn't just for her, it was just for any other girl. You know what I mean? And that's not even about me. It's not about me. It's about the person. You understand that they're the ones who made that mistake of you don't send pictures to another girl for another girl. You understand?
You don't
tell another girl about another girl about things like that. You don't do that. No matter how in love you are, there's a certain boundary you can go from. There's a certain, yes, you can say, oh, my ex is shitty, my ex is this, my ex is that.
Nicole,
you understand?
but
you can stop it there.
Sorry, I think this is very important to understand. Did you get the information from him about her? So he sent you what you have.
Yeah.
She sent to him.
I don't know if he sent to him. I don't know.
But he sent to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah. I mean, I can't say. I want to say this.
Yeah.
I want to say this on record. I've never shared anyone's nudes to anyone. because I'm a girl. I also send nudes. You know, I probably take nudes. You understand? I've never done that before, you know. But if you're trying to ruin a young girl like me who's trying to make it, you understand me? I don't have friends in the industry. I don't have celebrity friends. I hardly even have normal friends, you know. No, I didn't say I don't. I said I hardly even have normal friends, you know. So, for me, being where I am, I had to hustle in Chazelle's. You know, life wasn't.
I get you,
You
but I feel
understand?
like the
Life
anger
wasn't
is
easy.
misplaced. I feel like the anger is misplaced. I think, like, you both should have been mad at the guy, and
I
not
was
like.
that wasn't for the guy.
Okay.
That was for things that person was doing against
Oh,
me
you
in
already.
real life.
Okay.
That I'll be going out and I'll be talking to people. People will be coming to me telling me that this person is doing this and this and this and this and saying this and this and this about you.
Okay.
You understand what I mean? If you're gonna come after me and come after me directly to the people that are close to me, you understand, and make it known that you're about to fuck up
This
my
is
life.
war.
And this is war. You understand? Because first of all, I'm not paying attention to you. You understand? I'm dealing with the person I'm dealing with. But if you gonna feel like, you know, but I understand why maybe they would have that energy towards me, because they thought, initially they thought I'm the reason why they broke up, which I'm not. You understand what I mean? But if you are going to go to almost everybody that I know and talk to people that I know and say that, oh, this girl, you understand what I mean? We don't like this girl. We're about to do this shit. Fuck, you know, be very negative and derogatory and have all these plans that you're about to do for me, you understand? I'm going to come up because me, I don't have friends. You understand? I'm going to come out and tell you that, okay, fine, if you're coming with me like that, if you come at me like that, you understand? Just know that, like, everybody has a weak point. We all have a weak point, you understand? You might think I'm weaker than most because I cry, because I get emotional.
I cry too.
You understand?
But
A lot of girls don't cry nowadays. You understand? A lot of, especially these young girls, they're very savage. You know what I mean? They would rather. I mean, if I'm having a bad day, I won't take pictures. I won't do my makeup. I'll sit at home, be miserable. But we live in an age where a person can have the worst thing happening to them in the day and still go outside, smile, look pretty.
Trust me.
Be about that life, you understand? And that's savagery. You know, that's being a savage, like totally ignoring your feelings. And you have to come to terms with your feelings to be able to, like, heal or get over them at some point, you understand? But if you're going to put off a cloak and say, okay, I'm going to put on a cover and a mask and I'm just going to go ahead and act like nothing's wrong, then it's that's when it's going to get fucked up.
But with the lady, right? Don't you feel that you should be, you know, questioning the guy over her?
You know what? Actually, you know what? I had my issues with the guy. I had my issues with the lady. You know, but I felt in both sides they were sabotaging me. You know, work-wise. But eventually, before the end of the year, 2018, I spoke to someone who's very close to the lady, and I said, "Oh, can you please pass down this message for me? Can you please tell this lady that I'm sorry for what I said, what I did? You know, I was it 2019? I'm not sure, but between 2018 and 2019, I sent that message because you know why? I realized that that's not the godly way to do. Just because people do you wrong doesn't mean that you have to attack them.
Yes.
So I don't know if she sent the message to her, but at that time I felt like that girl was the only person that could probably tell her how I really feel, because she seemed like a genuine type of person. So I did send a message and I'm like, okay, you know what, maybe I took it overboard, you know. I'm sorry for doing that. And I'm not really sure what the message said, but it was just me apologizing, you know what I mean?
You did.
It was me apologizing, but all of that happened because of what I heard was happening behind my back.
Closed doors, yeah, got you. And I'm just very proud that you got to that point.
Yeah, I'm a very forgiving person, you know. If I still hated the guy, if I still hated anyone who's ever done me wrong, I wouldn't be able to speak on it. You understand? When I have a very deep like feeling about something and it's really hurting me, I don't have the words to articulate what I want to say or how I feel. Sometimes I say the wrong things. Sometimes I get really mad. But the fact that like right now I'm not in that space anymore. I'm not in that space. I don't care if I forgive you or if I ask for forgiveness, whether you forgive me or you accept my forgiveness. You understand? This is for me. You understand? God knows, the universe knows how I feel about you. I don't hate you or anything like that, but I was basically trying to say that, like, don't pick on someone just because you think they little, you know, and they don't have the power, maybe the power that you have. You understand? Because a lot of people, whether it be friends even, or niggers or whatever, a lot of people in my life have always used their power over me, and that frustrates me so much because I don't look at a person based on what you've done, what you can do, what you have. I look at the heart. If I don't fuck with your heart, like I stop. I stop right there. You understand? But that also doesn't mean that I'll never give you a second chance. I'll always give you a second chance. I'll always forgive you if and when I feel that I have been wrong. I will ask for forgiveness. And that's just me letting go, just to free my spirit, to have a free spirit around me, you know.
And knowing her, I mean, she's also a Cancer like me. She probably
she's
probably
sensitive.
She's probably,
you know? I don't know that. I mean, but if you say she's a Cancer, she's probably sensitive.
And I mean, I've met her, and I get what you're saying. And I think the industry makes us very, aggro. You have to protect yourself.
But also, you don't know. Maybe
So
if I felt like she didn't like me in the past, or maybe she was mean to me, maybe she was doing that based on what people around her are telling her. You know what I mean? Or maybe based on the energy that she got, you know, the vibes, you know. I don't know why.
Or maybe it's
But like I'm telling you, if I'm around you, Gigi, and I sense that you're being off, I'm gonna pick it up.
Of
you
course.
know, it's easy to pick up somebody that, like,
of course, but were you the only person? Because remember,
I
as
don't,
human beings,
at that
we
time,
tend to
at that time,
Yeah.
if we're in a private setting, or we in just a setting where it's just a few people,
Okay.
and you're only gonna be mean to me,
Okay.
what does that say? What does that say? You clearly have a problem with me, whether I know about it or I don't know about it. But at that time, before, I didn't know about it, you know, and that frustrates me because with me, I can know something about you that's negative, but I'll still give you the benefit of the doubt because I'll try to speak to you. But if you're not even going to try to speak to me, or you're going to come in here, greet all 10 people around me in the same table and walk past me and look me up and down. And if I smile, you look at the other side. You understand? You don't understand how, and that's not even about her. That's about the fact that I've had a lot of treatment like that from a lot of people.
Yeah, you did say.
You understand? So for me, South Africa is a very cool place. I've had girls be nicer to me in America than in this country. Do you understand? And the rest of the world doesn't know about South Africa as much as, you know. If I can go to America and all the girls in America, whether they're bad bitches or whether they're normal girls or any type of person, if I can go to America and 90% of people, 90% of women there are nice to me, and I'm here in my country and only 50% of women are nice to me, what does that say about the women in this country? You know what I mean? What does it say about the women in this country? You understand what I mean? So to me, I read it as there's nothing wrong with me. There's something wrong with the women in this country. You understand? Because me, I can look past you. Like the other day, I met this, I was hosting and I ran into this other girl, you know, who was also mean to me back in the day. And then I spoke to her and I was smiling, you know. And she was almost like shook at that I would be standing next to her smiling and talking to her, you know. And she even said, you know, whatever happened in the past, I'm over that. That's got nothing to do. And I'm like, and as much as she said that, I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. Let's take a shot, whatever. But I'm thinking to myself, I ain't ever done nothing to you for you to even say there's ever something. But you know what? I'm not gonna come with that energy. I'm all about forgiving. I'm all about moving on. You understand? As much as I'm willing to move on past anything that has ever happened to me in this country, I still kind of feel like this is not a place for my energy.
Do you feel like this past relationship was the worst thing that ever happened to you?
Oh, which one?
With the guy?
That guy. It was the worst thing. It's worse for my spirit. It was worse for my school, let me say my schoolwork. It was worse for my personal life. It was worse for work. It was worse for my spirit, personal life, and work. It was the worst thing that ever happened to me.
And that's why you had the breakdown? Because there was a video I saw.
I had a breakdown because of that, and because of me recollecting. Now, I had a breakdown because now I sat down and I relived every fucked up situation I've ever been through, whether it's be with a friend or a lover or someone I know or a family member. I started thinking, why is everybody treating me like this? Why? Was something wrong with me? Can't you see me? Can't you see my heart? Can't you see me that this is the type of person I am? Can't you see me? Like, why would you treat me like a fucked up person when I'm not like that? You understand? So I kind of felt like, okay, clearly God doesn't love me. You understand? I was like, God, you don't love me, but I love you. And then later this year, something came to me and it said, no, God loves me. You understand? The reason why I go through all the things that I go through is because I need to be able to, stand things that are bigger than me, things that are going to come from me in a way that no one else. Dude, I'm Nicole. I can reinvent myself anytime.
Yes,
you know?
girl.
I can do anything.
Yes, baby
you
girl.
know what I mean? And it just happened at that time during my breakdown. I lost my grandmother and my mother, and those were my strength. And so back in the day, things used to happen, people used to do things, but I used to always overlook them because I knew I could call my mom and you could call my grandmother and you could go home. But when those people stopped to exist, I kind of didn't have any shoulder to cry on because everyone else looks at me like I'm perfect. She has this, she has that, she has that. But in reality, I don't have anything. I haven't gotten to a point where I have what I want to have. You might think I have shit, but I have what you want. I don't have what I want. Where I want to be, I want to be in a place where I get to live out the best life that I want. And when I say the best life, I want them to hear me clearly. I'm not talking about having the designer bags. I'm not talking about anything
Here we go
materialistic. No, fuck. I'm not talking
no,
everything. I've had designer bags. I'm not talking about materialistic things. I'm talking about living the best life where I live in a nice house. You know, my own house, not my family, not my family stuff, where I've acquired everything, you know, I've acquired my accomplishments, you know. My biggest dream is to help kids, orphan kids that are living in the streets. I want to gather all the kids, and especially in Africa, and I want to build homes that have schools with, you know, I believe that children don't deserve to suffer. And kids are suffering in Africa because of so many reasons, but majority reason is the family, the parents, they fail to plan for the kids ahead of time. So my dream, when I've reached my pinnacle, is going to be giving back to the kids. Children have no sin. You know, sometimes some people, the way they grew up sets them up to be a type of person. Me, I grew up in a house full of love. So I don't know any other way to treat you besides love. And if you understand, if I can know love, I know hate. So I can feel hate when I can feel hate.
Yeah.
You
can read the
understand?
room.
I can read the room. I can feel it. I can feel it in the way you look at me. I can feel the way you walk around me. I can feel. You know how many times I've cried around females, and they do a little smile like this. As I'm crying, do a little smile like this. You understand what that means? I can. When you come from love, it's easy to give love. And sometimes when you come from love and it's easy to give love, someone who you're giving love to, they don't understand that.
Because they were not given
They're not
that.
given that. They don't understand. Why is this girl full of love? Why is this girl caring?
Yeah, but
irritates. Oh, dude, what the fuck? Life is so fucked up. The world is so fucked up. Why are you coming?
Why are you so happy?
Why are you so happy? Even a friend of mine, you know, she moved to America. She asked me, she went to a therapist. After the therapist, she spoke to me. She's like, you know what? I envy you, Nicole, because you seem so happy, you know. And then I'm like, yo, I've been through a lot. I still have things that I'm dealing with from childhood, things I'm dealing with right now. But I choose happiness and I choose to see good in people. She didn't understand that everywhere I go in America, everybody loves me. You understand? Sometimes she'd even leave me in clubs, in cities. Ngingazi muntu. And the same, and her friends would come back to me and say, this is not your sister, this is not your friend. This person doesn't care about you, this person hates you. Imagine you come to a country every year to visit a person because that was your closest friend and you love them. And then you have people who barely know this girl, who've just met this girl, you've known this girl longer, who come to you and tell you, this is not your sister, it's not your friend. You understand what I mean? Do you know how many friends I've had that when I cry, whether I'm in pain because I'm sick or whether I'm crying because of something that hurt me, they'll laugh first. Or they take my thing and treat it like, or if I say, yo, this person hurt me, or I mean, they'll take it and seem like, oh no, I'm overreacting. No, I'm not overreacting. The love I give to these people should be reciprocated. But also, it's not up to, it also shouldn't, because you can't expect somebody to give you the same energy. You know what I mean? They don't owe you that energy. That took me a while to learn, that it doesn't matter how much I love, doesn't matter how much I care, doesn't matter what I do. I don't deserve it back. No, not to deserve, like I'm not gonna, when I say deserve, I mean it in a way like, I don't expect it back. Yeah. You understand what I mean? So now I live in a time of saying that if God can love us and not expect us to love him back, why can't I do the same? Do you understand? So now when I give love, I don't care how you feel about me. I can give you love, but if you choose to, after talking to me, after being in my situation, and turn around and go say, oh, fuck that bitch. Or say anything you want to say. I have people that do that. Sometimes it's even my family members, you know what I mean? If you're going to turn around and say, oh, she's fake, she a liar, she don't like me, she's like this, but I've shown you my genuine, the most, I'm basically doing God's work, because I'm God's child at the end of the day.
Love it.
You know?
Love it. And future plans?
My future plans, right now, my future plan, okay, I want to be a businesswoman. I want to get my qualification. I want to do well in the entertainment industry, whether it's in South Africa or outside, but preferably I'd like to shine outside. You understand? Because I've had more love outside than I've ever had in this country, you know. And I'm saying that because I come from, since I was in grade 1, I've been bullied. My whole primary school life, I was bullied. You understand? So it doesn't, varsity first year I was bullied, you know. South Africa bullied me. For the past 5 years, they've been bullying me. You understand? So I come from a lot of hate in this country, a lot of negativity, abuse also, you know what I mean? So preferably I see myself living the best life outside of this country one day. Not to say I don't love my country. I love everything about my country. When I'm even out the country, I miss the food.
Yeah, me too.
You know, I miss the food, you know.
I miss the food
I miss the food. I miss my family, you know. I miss, you know, when you get home after being away for a long time, you just get that energizing, that shit, I'm home. I love home. I love it so much. But it's hard for me to want to live or want to have a kid or get married or have a family in a place that's been so cruel to me. You know?
Fair enough.
It's hard. So yeah, there's a lot of things I want to do. I want to pursue music, you know.
Coco.
Yeah,
Hey,
Coco.
Coco.
I feel like Coco has a lot to give. I'm working on
You
other
should actually
stuff.
talk to my producer. I think you guys would work well together. Yeah.
So I'm gonna drop a song, but it's gonna be a feature. But apart from that song, I'm gonna work on my EP. I just like there's a guy in our team that's pushing their tape right now. So after him, it's probably gonna be me.
Yes,
so
girl.
I wanna make music, hip hop, pop. You know, I'm trying to sing. You know, I wanna do that, but when I do that, I'm not doing it for anybody. I'm doing it for people that want to hear something different, something that they can relate to if they can. You understand? So, I mean, another thing this guy took away from me was music. He promised me that he would work on me. You understand? Not that that's the reason why I got with him in the first place. No, it's not. But he saw other people taking an interest in my music at that time, and he said, "Forget about those people. I got you." Little did I know that nigga was selling dreams, you know. And it's like, no, nigga, you ain't gotta go that hard to get this, you know. We can still kick it without you trying too hard to try and convince me that you know this, you know, person that you're not, you know. So like I want to do things, you know. I want to do so many things, and I feel like I can, because I like Kim started popping at the age of 30.
Facts.
You know? So what's going to stop me? You know, what's going to stop me?
I like that.
You know? And I'm at a point that, like, it doesn't even have to be here. Like, I've made peace. I've made peace with not getting love in South Africa. I've made peace with not getting gigs, not getting selected for hair, makeup, anything. If you look at me, you can see what I can represent. But for those things that I could represent, I've made peace for not getting those things, because I know that there are a lot of people that don't want me to get there. And first of all, you must understand that if someone who's bigger than you sees you as a threat, it's because they see the same light that they see the same light in you that they had when they were you. You understand? That's the only reason why someone who's bigger than you will try to stop to block your craft. You understand? To stop your blessings, to destroy you, or to make sure that you don't become the person that you're meant to be, because they see that this girl has something. A lot of girls, they be popping, but they have no personality. You know, there's no substance in a lot of girls, you know. And I'm sorry to say this. And I'm sorry to say this, you know. It also comes with when you forget. Sometimes it's because you forget who you are, who your family is, where you come from, that you get to a point where you're not doing things based on the truth of who you are. You're doing things based on what they want to see.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, I'm just very, very sad that, like, a lot of people, like, took a lot of things that I've done or things that I am to make it seem like I'm pushing this type of wave or this type of cloud. I didn't pushing this type of wave. I was just trying to live, you know. Back in 2010, I was listening to Nicki Minaj thinking, shit, I relate to this girl. If she a bad bitch too, I'm a bad bitch, because I think like this, you know what I mean? So for me saying I'm a bad bitch, you might be listening to me, I'm a fucking bad bitch. You don't know who I am. Oh, I'm a fucking Marilyn Monroe of South Africa. No. The reason why I say that is because I see their hearts. I see Marilyn had a heart, and the industry done used her. You know, I see Nicki Minaj had a heart, and she used her heart to push herself to be where she is right now. Do you understand what I mean? Bad bitch for me is not city girls. Bad bitch for me is more.
Explain that.
You know?
explain the difference between bad bitch and city girls, and which one you're with and why you're not with the other.
Oh shit, that's a hard question.
City girls.
City girls is like, I feel like city girls is like, it's like, I look at it as like an image, and it's not depth, you know. It's just portraying a certain image of whatever, you know, whatever city girls like, you know. But being a bad bitch is being fine, liking all the things. You like nice things, but not being able to show your true selves. A lot of city girls are afraid to say how they feel. You know, they're afraid to love. They are afraid to do what's good for their heart. They'd rather do what's good for their pockets, you know. But there's nothing wrong with getting money, don't get me wrong. Even in the Bible, there's I don't want to seem like I'm too religious, I'm not really, you know. But even in the Bible, there are wealthy kings and queens, you know. There's nothing wrong with being wealthy, you understand. There's nothing wrong with having everything that's good in life. It's how you go about it, you understand. I come from a bloodline of hard-working women, you know. I come from a family that understands that you have to push boundaries. I used to go to sumo, I used to go to Kong, I used to go do gigs. I was sick doing those gigs because of my bones. I have a bone problem.
Through the pain,
but I was pushing through the pain. I was literally pushing through the pain. Yeah,
love that video.
You know?
You started it with Casper's pushing through the pain.
Yeah.
That was amazing. The storyline, like everything about it, and I don't think you should completely dismiss acting.
Yeah,
I think
can I tell you something?
Yeah.
My dad named me after Nicole Kidman.
Look
So
at that.
growing up, my dad always said, "Oh, I thought you were gonna be an actress." And the first thing I ever did in Johannesburg, in 2011 when I got here, I went to acting classes.
Oh wow.
That's the first thing, because I thought I could act. I thought I could do it.
What do you mean? Like, why are you saying could? Can't you still do it now?
I can.
Absolutely.
I can.
Think so too.
But I need to talk to my man because he don't want me doing scenes with kissing and
That's where the real money
he
is.
doesn't want me doing the sexy kissing. And you know, sometimes people like they nowadays, like, it's not about your talent, it's about they look at you and they say, okay, this is the role you can actually play because you're believable. If somebody looks at you, if you look like an innocent girl, you're believable that you are an innocent girl. So let's cast you for an innocent girl. You know what I mean? And back in the day, movies, Hollywood was always about like, okay, can you be anything? Can you be a domestic worker? Can you play the role of a queen? Can you play the role of, you know what I mean? But now it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
Nowadays, people get cast because they look that way, or maybe they are that way, and it's going to be easier for them to play the role.
Of course.
You know? So, like, initially, I still do want to act. I still want to act, but, like, I'm not, like... Now I'm not aggressive to things. You know, I kind of feel like... things are gonna come to me. Doesn't matter if I'm gonna be alive for the next 5 years, but I feel like this is the time that if I'm gonna be alive for the next 5 years, it's gonna be the best 5 years of my life. If it's gonna be the next 20 years, it's gonna be the best 20 years of my life. And I feel like there's a reason why I went through everything I went through. I went through everything I went through, so I can be this calm, collected person that I am right now.
Gotcha.
You understand? So I don't want people. I don't want people to use anything that I've been through as a thing to say, oh no, she can't do this because she's like this. You know,
Listen, you're great.
Yeah.
You're beautiful inside and out. You're amazing, and I think this was a much needed conversation for South Africa, for you.
Yeah, for me.
For me, for every individual who wanted to get to know you, genuinely so. There's nothing as beautiful as hearing it from the horse's mouth, and you're far from a horse. You're a princess riding on a horse. And I just want to say thank you to you. Thank you for being brave. Thank you for being amazing. Thank you for being resilient. Thank you for fighting for your dreams. It's definitely not going to be 5 years that you're going to be alive. You're going to be alive far much more than that.
I saw your face when I said 5 years.
Yeah, I was very disturbed. I don't like people talking like that. Juice WRLD said that. A lot of people say that, and I don't like it. So you're definitely going to leave a legacy. I believe in your global.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I think the most thing I want, I want to change life for kids.
Yes, and you
I
will.
love children.
And you
I don't
will.
have any, but I want to change life for children.
Yeah. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining us. I know we've run out of time, but this has got to be by far one of the most insightful episodes.
Hope I don't get into trouble.
Listen, there's no such thing as trouble when it's your story.
Yeah, true. And especially if you're gonna be honest about things.
Yeah, and I think you did right. You did right, and thank you for trusting me. I wasn't going to be here grilling you, but you did this, and this is point of view. It's very important for us to understand you and not to judge you. And for everyone who wants to get a hold of you, where can they get a hold of you?
You can go to my Instagram. You can contact me on my page. Yeah, or 36K Agency. Or if you know me, call me.
If you know me, call me. That's Coco. Shout out. And thank you, like I said, for joining us. Thank you to our amazing team. Thank you to Chateau Del Rey, Instant Celebrations. And once again, we celebrate an amazing young woman doing great things. And she's still going to do such amazing things. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. That's POVXGG, and follow us on social media platforms. And like we said, if you've got an amazing story and you really want to share it, you don't have to be the, most followed. You just have to have a really, really, really nice story, because at the end of the day, it is your POV. Signing out, it's your girl, Gigi Lemaine. One time.
That's my point of view. That's my point of view.